I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use wood release. I can easily use wood release. I do not require Senju DNA to use wood release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use wood release? Why can I easily use wood release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use wood release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use wood release. I can easily use wood release. I do not require Senju DNA to use wood release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use wood release? Why can I easily use wood release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use wood release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use wood release. I can easily use wood release. I do not require Senju DNA to use wood release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use wood release? Why can I easily use wood release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use wood release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use wood release. I can easily use wood release. I do not require Senju DNA to use wood release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use wood release? Why can I easily use wood release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use wood release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use wood release. I can easily use wood release. I do not require Senju DNA to use wood release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use wood release? Why can I easily use wood release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use wood release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use wood release. I can easily use wood release. I do not require Senju DNA to use wood release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use wood release? Why can I easily use wood release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use wood release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use wood release. I can easily use wood release. I do not require Senju DNA to use wood release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth earth and water release to use with release. Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use with release? Why can I easily use with release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use with release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel water release to one of my hands. I can easily channel earth release to one of my hands. I can combine water and earth release through both of my hands in order to use with release. I can easily use with release. I do not require Senju DNA to use with release. Why can I identify and control chakra throughout my body? Why can I easily use earth and water release? Why can I channel earth and water release to either of my hands individually? Why can I combine earth and water release to use wood release? Why can I easily use wood release? Why don't I require Senju DNA to use wood release? I can easily identify chakra throughout my body. I can easily control chakra flow throughout my body. I can easily use the nature transformation of earth release. I can easily use the nature transformation of water release. I can easily channel